Alright, starting off right away here. Straight into the nades, we got a half-wall flash for banana. You're going to stand at the bottom banana by the bricks. And you're going to toss that bad boy just above the first little supportive pillar there on the roof side. And as you can see here, it's perfect all around, even all the way at sandbags. Perfect flash. This is going to be for yellow corner. And once you pop that bad boy, it's going to be good for any oppers, riflers playing close, or like playing contact towards yellow wall for like that car fight. As you can see, boom, perfect. And once again, if they're about to peek you close up, or they're waiting on an off angle, again, insane flash. Just showing it here once more. If the opper's posted, it's perfect, even if they're on the sliver angle. Here we're going to have a front sight smoke you can lurk out with, or try to get into CT with. There's going to be a little bit of a one-way as well, just in case there is a CT trying to creep up on the left side of it. Maybe trying to, like, play around it. See if you creep in through it, right? Obviously, jumping up, you're going to get exposed, but it's a really good angle. They might not expect you to do it. And then obviously the other side's not too bad either to creep around on. This is going to be first and second orange molly. Just kind of stand there at the car side in that little corner and aim at the first like notch in the roof. New box molly sometimes doesn't hit fully perfect, so watch out. They could still be hiding behind it. You kind of want to work on this molly. If you don't hit it properly, like I said, you know, they can just kind of hide behind. But when it does hit properly, they have to move out of new box. Here we go with a dark molly. You're going to be in this corner on the other side of half wall. Above this smudge, jump throw. A lot of these are going to be jump throws, as you can see. Boom. Perfect dark molly. Good to go. Can't be hiding there, and they have to basically be playing at the pillar after that. Here we have a fast porch smoke. So you're going to get into that back corner there. Aim at the, basically the top left of that windowsill by like the scrape in the wall. And you can get up into arch, take fast arch control, or even just fake mid control. The only real way they can see you here is if they're jumping up on the pallet, which is pretty uncommon. And obviously if they've boosted on porch super fast or run boosted or something, that's when they can see you over top the smoke. But if they haven't done that, then you can easily creep through mid or take it fast. Bracket slash here, God flash in my opinion, right above the pop plant in that corner in Mexi pit. Jump throw. Everyone mid's gonna be donezo. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I'm just gonna demonstrate again. If anyone's close, boom. Re-showing it though, because if the opper is on this sliver angle, it won't get them. We're gonna come back to that later for another good flash. Here for porch side, if they like to fight more towards porch, this is a very, very effective flash. If they're playing close up, if they're playing the op angle, not really for a sliver, but just op angle in general. If they're playing around the pillar at porch. And now, speaking of, here's the God flash I've created for arch. Bam! So anyone playing the sliver with the op, or even just playing like a more heavy arch setup with two people, if it's a bait and switch setup or something, they're gonna get fully blind right here. So just to show it, I'm scoped in on the sliver, I'm fully blind. Again, same flash, but if they're posted up for the arch peak, or sorry, alt peak, it's gonna get them. Basically a deeper version now. One step, jump throw, and so if they fell back from the sliver angle and they're gonna play like an off angle against the orange like reddish wall, or if they're playing in this cubby obviously, and they're gonna peek out. If they peek out, they're blind, and boom, right here. This is the most effective flash for this off angle at arch. Even in the deep arch, boom, gets them there too. Now for a fast deep arch smoke. So in that kind of pathway coming out of Speedway, you're going to want to go up against the pole and ult, and then aim at the corner of the roof, the dark corner of the roof, and boom, jump throw. Different version here. Shout out to Cole, one of my teammates from just last season. You're gonna go against the wood and mid, in the middle of that kind of like rectangle on the roof. Jump throw. Here is a smoke I learned through Sam Marie. This is gonna be library. Get into that corner with the mailbox. Align yourself with the top of the door frame and like the cage of the window. The only real way they can play around it is if they get in the moto corner and play a little one way, which most likely won't happen. Different smoke now from a close by spot. You want to go to the top of the window frame, the very corner of it, and this is going to be a fast tree smoke. So it's a weird corner outside there in mid. But yeah, very fast tree smoke. They can boost over it if they get someone from A side or porch to come over, but unlikely. Fast arch smoke here, and an even faster one. Shout out to Nico, learned this from him in a video. So that is technically the fastest arch smoke you can throw from ult, and it's gonna get there very, very early on in the round. Here is my early big pit smoke, or fast big pit smoke. It's gonna land pretty quick. Obviously, it's coming in from ult, and so if they're playing big pit or anything like that, they're gonna get blocked off. If you're playing in big pit and you want to support your teammates at porch, this is a super, super good flash. Comes in, cannot react to it at all. No chance. You're gonna be aiming in between those antenna there, and just to show you, there's no chance. Same with if it's a guy at boiler. Can throw a molly as well if they're trying to boost up at flowers. Smoke, molly, nade. You can throw a whole nade set there if you wanted to. So everyone should know this moto smoke by now. But you can also throw a flash on that little hinge there, little supported thing. Run and then jump throw, and it's gonna get every single angle in the A site. It's basically a god flash for in A site, especially if they like to turtle up. If you notice that teams are just turtling up on A site, hiding in corners. Perfect flash. You're gonna want to line up with the mailbox here for a front A site smoke. Just normal jump throw. Looks like I was crouching there, wasn't though. Just normal standing jump throw. And then obviously you can put a molly behind it here. Boom. You can start the wrapper on the site. And yes, I know Cold Zera's still an open spot there, but obviously spam it or at least, you know, check it. Multiple teammates. Here's the smoke that I created. It's going to be at the back of ult, and it's going to go all the way into a little crevice in hay bale, and this can be done for fast eco strats, force buys, even gun rounds. Can even fake stuff here, but for a pistol round can be super effective. You're just flying out of a smoke. There's no real chance for the CTs to, like, you know, acquire their aim on you. Everyone should know the smoke by now, but here is lurk smoke out of apps. And obviously, you can kind of pair that with my early one that I've created, my fast one, so that you can basically just create pressure here and make them think that you're gonna come out at some point. And then you could even... a lot of different options. Here's the porch molly. Shout out to my old teammate Jacob. Gets all of under porch. You're going to want to line up with the door for that molly. And on the other side, you want to line up with the center of the door. And then you want to look into like these little scuff marks on the roofing, like on the roof here, on the walls. Almost at the roof. In between those little scuff marks, jump throw. And it's going to spread all the way to the upper angle and the cubby. So it's basically a god molly for that arch corner. Moving on now. We're going to see... basically, there's this little marking in alt. Line up with that. Go into the X, maybe just a little bit higher. And then a little bit away from that line that's pointing towards the top left, like the sky-ish. And that's going to be a one-man... pit combo setup. Could be a little bit of a gap at times, but CTs shouldn't really know about it, and you're not obviously going to cross right in front of it. Coming in now with a different version of that mini pit smoke. Takes a little bit longer to get there, but gets there nonetheless, and then obviously you can use your own versions for this smoke, or mine. Same strat, basically, same thing. Now some god flashes for brackets, 1, and then 2. I'm gonna mess this one up here, but you get the gist of it. Basically, tons of different options for brackets flashes. So you can combo this, and then jump up, aim just above the roof, and then boom, that's a like almost near perfect timing. You'd blind them right away, and if they want to re-peek you, they're instantly blind again, so they have no chance at fighting you in mid there. Once you have a little bit of arch control and mid control, you can throw this tree smoke. And obviously in conjunction with the deep arch, you can kind of fake like you want to either pop through the moto or deep arch smoke. Deep broom HE here, you're going to want to count over the lines, the 4th line, aim down towards the floor, run till you're basically off, and then jump throw. It's going to destroy anyone here at broom / like logs. If you're ever in a pickle though, at the broom spot, you can throw this flash, just kind of bounce it off. It's very delayed too, so if an op or anyone's posted here, they're gonna see it coming, and so they might turn at the wrong time, and you could even peek with it. Another broom / logs HE from top of coffin. You can duo up with a teammate at B to throw both of these. Super effective. This is my porch lurk smoke that I've created. So you're going to want to be at that wall and alt. Pressed up against that wall that I've shown. Just a little bit under the windowsill aimed, and then jump throw. And there's going to be a slight one-way, I believe, for the CTs, but they might not realize that, and so you could definitely use this to your advantage and maybe even bait them into that angle on the side. Obviously, you can creep up into hay bale here, jump up, start clearing things, obviously, with your teammates if they're coming through moto or apps. Super good. Molly here for retake. Or even if you're taking the site from moto, it's going to deny anybody playing around the center box. Really good Molotov. Here you're going to see a deep CT smoke, so behind the half wall on the opposite side. The very last antenna with the top of the chimney stack, you're going to want to line up. If you have a smoke crosshair, this works even better. Obviously, you can line it up even quicker. But that's a super deep CT smoke you can wrap B with. Now over to logs. You're going to want to tap W while you do this jump throw. Basically the same smoke, but you can get into logs and fake like a B strat early round. Same spot, you can throw a molly to deny op angles, or just like, you know, rifle, double rifle setups, whatever it may be. One guy playing the bait, one guy at sandbags, you can just make that guy fall off. God flash to retake car right here, so you can stand at coffin, aim at like the eye shape in the coffin itself, jump throw. It's gonna be perfect to retake that area. If you wanna God flash somebody who's peeking into CT or like an opper, this is perfect for that. Get blind myself, but just to show you, I'm gonna rethrow it here. Even for a rifle or anybody really just holding the CT sliver, it's gonna look like the flash doesn't get anybody, but this roof just for some reason doesn't block the flash. Shout out to another old teammate here, Disputes. This is called, he calls this the gutter flash. I don't know, it's kind of just like basically a different version of the God flash. You don't have to jump throw, and so you can kind of throw it in conjunction with the well-known God flash, and so it's gonna get anybody there at the back of the site. There's a smudge on the wall here, and sorry for the troll Steam message. You want to line that up with the bottom left of the window, and it's basically just another version of the deep CT smoke. Here we got another front sight smoke. No gap in it, and goes on the bottom steps. It's a little bit lower, so technically you could like pull off some kind of boost here potentially, maybe, or like a run boost in. You can do some crazy strats with that. Here we got a deeper coffin smoke that I just kind of created on the fly while making the video. If you ever want to do like a like heavy kind of like coffin peek and like fight, perfect for that. Ever needed to retake B and you don't know how to molly emo / dark, here it is, boom, line up in that corner and then run until your crosshair's basically at the wood. If you're smoked off at CT and you need to retake, boom, right there, there's your setup for that. Aim at the roofing, like in the middle of the roofing, and just tap like this. You just run a step and throw the molly. You can throw it on the fly there too. This is the G2 smoke. So G2 throws this, and then you can even boost on your teammate. Obviously, you know, be wary that they might just start to spam this because they never seen this. Obviously, it depends on the level of CS you're playing, but you know, for pugs, I'd say pretty, you know, good. But in like the later stages of like, you know, IM main, whatever you're playing, I feel like a lot of people know that smoke. This is how you re-smoke Moto from mini pit. You want to just aim at that kind of jagged line while you're crouch stand, and then just normal throw. It's gonna smoke off your Moto. Same thing here from big pit. If you're able to cross over, just aim at the lantern, jump throw. These are smokes that most people kind of know by now, but just kind of threw them in here. The only real thing you have to worry about there is if they boost on the left side of that Moto smoke. And so, if you're ever retaking B, there's a great half wall molly that goes right there, and then we'll obviously spread to the corner. And then pairing that with a deep banana smoke, and then obviously flash at car can be super effective for taking it. So here I'm just kind of demonstrating how you do it. You throw the smoke down, throw the half wall molly, and then flash. Basically just a deeper banana take. Here we got, I believe this is Simple who came up with this. I'm not entirely sure, but this is maybe from Navi's retakes. Aim in that corner, jump, throw a molly. You can even throw in a nade there, even throw a flash if you still have all your nades. All of pool mollied off. Nade even slows them once you throw it immediately right after, so it's hard to get out of it. Flash can be decent as well. Other side of the bench in CT, so opposite the G2 smoke, there's going to be a lighter line. Go above the second lighter line in that kind of like archway roofing, and it's going to bounce off the wall and give you a slight little gap here. So for an opper, it's very good. I'm kind of just demonstrating how it kind of happened. You jump around the corner and beat this timing entirely. Obviously, the T's can only really get there if they just sprint all the way knife up. Knife all the way up, ult mid. Another version of the library smoke here. If you aim just a little bit more to the left, it's more in the doorway. Either way, still works though. Same spot, just like a Moto smoke, but this is going to be deep arch. Very specific lineup, kind of just a little bit of a bonus smoke there. Fast hay bale smoke. So there's a smudge on the wall. Aim into the pipe from the back, like safe corner of Mexi. And that's going to go right there. And hay bale, boom. Super effective for like pressure plays, or like I'm demonstrating here, like a Tech 9 round. So in this corner, you're gonna want to aim at this spot right after the hinge on the roof, or like that little sticking out wood. Yet another version of deep CT smoke. The only real thing you're gonna want to be wary of is people standing on the rail. Apps control molly, two different versions. I failed this one. Basically, one is just standing up on the barrel, normal jump throw on the bottom of, corner of that window, and then if you just hold W while throwing it against the barrel, it hits properly. So yeah, this just denies all of apps control, like early apps control. Obviously, they can still go in through the other way, but this will deny anyone trying to get into bedroom quick. So just one more time, holding W, jump throw at that spot on the wall. Just underneath like the kind of wiring antennas. And then right after, if you want to, you can jump up and then aim around here, run until you're basically off the bike, jump throw the HE, and then if they're waiting here at the staircase, they're going to get naded right in the side of the head. So here's how you can deny early B info. You get in that corner, aim at the side of the flowers, or like plant pot there. And it's going to be like the CT's, like, their normal way to smoke you off at B, but you're going to smoke it instead, so they're not going to have a lot of B info. And the second you have car control, yeah, they're just going to not have a lot of info. You can also play this version where basically they can see you kind of still if they play sandbag, but obviously that's where you still molly it, and that's where you just deny them info if they're always fighting for it. If you ever pressured here at sandbag, throw down the smoke and then jump up on the sandbags. They might not expect you to just pop up right there. Now just the final kind of, you know, bit of smokes here. One for the retake, for B. Pretty common smoke, but in case you didn't know it. By the way, a lot of these smokes are for 128 ticks, so don't quote me, like don't get on me if they aren't hitting in 64 tick matchmaking. Here's a meta smoke. I'm gonna show it twice here. So basically, it's gonna be in the middle of banana, kind of like more for higher, higher level of CS. And what this does is basically, it's gonna give, I think you can kind of refine it maybe, but basically the only real one way it gives is right there, and they have to kind of know about it. And just can give you really good banana control. If you didn't know, at quad/newbox you can flash for yourself. Not a lot of people kind of ever do this. They'll have flashes and they'll just be sitting here at quad, either an op or rifle or whatever it may be. And you can flash for yourself. I mean, obviously the teams can see it, hear it coming, but you can still play around it, peek different sides of the box, have your teammates kind of like take the attention away. Retake nades for banana. So smoke in this corner, and like the kind of conjunction of the barrels and the yellow blocks here. And once that smoke lands, molly right away in that same spot, and no one can be standing a car. The only real way they can be standing is on the opposite side of the half wall. And then yeah, conjunction, or combined with the flash that I showed earlier, super good retake for car. This is a random smoke I made, but I thought, if you're ever a pit player and you want to help your guys who are pushing down B, this is a great way to block off T mid from the T's. Like, their side of mid, so we can't really do much. If you're ever looking to go aggro into apps, you can smoke out the molly here. It's not going to smoke out right away. It's going to take a quick second, so obviously by the time you get in there, you're good. And so, super effective for getting aggro in apps. Just a random site molly there. If they're ever planting and you're already in coffin or like construction area. And yeah, obviously, like always try to nade the plant spot here. If you guys enjoyed the frickin' video, let me know. A bunch of different nades. And this is kind of just me showing at the very end, like, not a lot of people realize, like, people plant here, but you can plant all along this side of the B site. Sure, you can get spammed, and obviously, like, shit can kind of go wrong way more often. But people don't realize that this whole side of the site can be planted on, even right here in this corner, right at the very beginning of the staircase. It's not a nade, but decided to, I might as well show it in there. Anyways, I'm outie. Take care, guys.